We begin in Syria, where a new deal appears to have been reached between regime forces and rebels to allow civilians and opposition fighters to leave Aleppo. Previous deals, brokered by Turkey and Russia, fell apart after the warring sides blamed each other for failing to implement them. The new agreement also includes the evacuation of 4 other besieged towns in Syria. TRT World's Edis Tianshan is in Hatay on the Turkey-Syria border. Edis, how much hope is there for this new deal? There's been a few false starts so far.
Well, remember, John, when this initial ceasefire deal was struck between Turkey and Russia, which would enable these evacuations out of eastern Aleppo, Turkey and Russia were basically acting as mediators, as guarantors to this agreement. So whenever the ceasefire breaks down and the evacuations are suspended again, it's these two countries who restart the dialogue to make sure they would resume. And the latest we've heard from the state-run Anadolu agency is that the Turkish foreign minister, Mevlut Çavuşoğlu, has been in contact with his Russian counterpart, Sergei Lavrov. They both spoke about the current situation in Aleppo, and they've also evaluated the upcoming meeting that is expected to take place in Moscow on December 27th between Turkey, Russia and Iran. And that is quite important to include Iran in these diplomatic talks, because we understand the past attacks as well as attempts to preventing these evacuations have been caused by the Iranian-backed Shia militia on the ground. But until these parties come together and perfectly smooth out a new ceasefire agreement that would see the resumption of these evacuations, we don't know how much time it will take. But what we do know is that we've had an angry crowd over here at the border area earlier today, and they are vehemently demanding a safe passage to be opened up again out of eastern Aleppo, because we already have some 1,500 humanitarian aid trucks lined up here at the border area carrying food items and winter clothes to be reached across the border to the Idlib province, where these civilians are eventually expected to arrive, that is, if this evacuations resume.
Now, Edis, if these people do finally get out of Aleppo, the likelihood is they'll be taken to Idlib. You were there yesterday. What's the situation there at the moment?
Well, exactly. Remember that Idlib province, even though it is under the strong control of the opposition groups, it is still a war zone, and the fight continues between multiple factions of the opposition, as well as between regime forces and YPG. It is really a multi-party war going on there, but still, for most civilians, the situation is much better than what it is in eastern Aleppo right now, under that siege. And yesterday we visited a refugee camp where people were expressing deep gratitude for having finally gotten out of that enclave. And let's take a look at this refugee camp, which just recently received 85 more families from Aleppo.